Welcome to Confessions of Being Fabulous, where we live, we learn, we grow. I know this isn't the most sexy video you've ever seen, but this is how I'm feeling right now. No, I was actually inspired to just make this video because I was listening to another video and the girl talked about um, as a content creator, as you are on your journey, you want it to be an authentic journey and you want to be sharing what's happening in like real life. And I started this channel with that in mind. I wanted it to be an authentic display of my life, my thoughts, the value that I believe I can share with other people. Um, Hence my reset button workshop course, a 21-day experience to pressing the reset button. And today I've been feeling just really tired, to be honest with you. And I know that, what's today? Today's Thursday. It's been kind of a crazy week because of, I don't know, just a lot of different moving parts. So I was prompted to basically just take a moment. I'm going to get up, I'm going to do work, going to be a mom, all of that stuff. But I wanted to give myself what I know I need right now, which is rest. And not even the type of rest where I'm asleep. I've actually, I already took my son to school or to the bus. He went to school. All of that good stuff. I've been up. Did I meditate this morning? Okay, I did some things. Things are kind of scrolling together. So clearly I haven't been asleep. But I needed to literally just sit in this bed, lay in this bed, and just give myself a moment. Now, I will say, fortunately, I work from home. I hope a client isn't seeing this. So this is why this is possible. But sometimes you just need to, like, you know what I mean? Just take a minute, collect your thoughts. And I know I try not to just wake up and then jump in, but sometimes it happens like that. And if I have multiple days in a row of that, then that's why I'll have days like last night. I get home, pick my son up from, I pick my son up from aftercare. We come home, forget dinner, because I was done. So I fed him some items. I guess we'll call that his dinner. But it was just one of those days and I was like depleted. So I woke up this morning still feeling kind of like yesterday, but not as bad, but still kind of. So anyway, my body is telling me I need to just take a minute. And now let's get to the point of this video. What is this minute about? This minute is about the idea that every moment of your life while you're awake, oh, that's me stretching, you got to be doing something. And this video is also about the belief, I should say. And this video is also about the belief that you can only get results through extremely hard work and depletion of all that you have to offer. And I am here to acknowledge that I've had that mindset in the past. And the thing about that mindset, it does work. You'll get results. And hey, it might even be a season where you need to think like that. So let me actually start there. Some of y'all might need to have that mindset because of whatever, what you're trying to accomplish right now. Maybe you're trying to like get out of being lazy. And so you need to just go full throttle to get the lazy bug off of you, whatever it may be. But for those of you that can kind of tell that is not the season that you're supposed to be in right now, I know for me, that is not the season that I'm supposed to be in right now. So this journey that I'm on right now is all about how do I achieve amazing results in life with quality effort and as little of it as possible? Quality effort, but as little of it as possible. Like, I don't want to be in these streets 50, 60, 70 hours a week. I'm not interested. Now, just to be clear, because if you don't know, you don't know. And because I'm new and I don't have a big following yet, you probably don't know if you happen to see this video now. You're talking to the person who graduated college in 3 years. I graduated law school in 2.5. Excuse me. And I've been known to be a leaper. A leaper meaning I decide to do something, boom, I jump in and I participate in the activities that need to be done so that I can accomplish whatever I set out to accomplish. So I don't have a lazy bone in my body. Like, legit don't. But it comes a time when you realize that if everything that you're doing in life ends up resulting in you having no energy when it's all said and done at the end of the day, then what about the time that you need to be spending with, in my case, I have a kid, my kid. I don't want him to get the leftovers, like I want him to get, the prime time Priscilla, like I want him to get that same energy that I have when I wake up in the morning. Well, not this morning, but other mornings. The energy that I get when I'm about to jump into the day and I know I have calls scheduled and, like there's a certain energy. I want him to get that energy. So I'm just in a space right now where I'm trying to redefine what productivity looks like for me. And that includes giving myself grace. And then 2, it also includes taking a moment, like just sit down for a second and really think about some things and thinking about how I can maybe do things a little bit better, how I can be more efficient. Do I really have to go max effort over here, or can I go like a quarter of the effort and still have amazing results? One example is every Sunday night, I used to have cleanup night with my son because he would have his room so like just crazy throughout the whole week. And I'm starting to regret that this is how I look in this video because I'm really getting a good look at my situation. But I guess it's late now, 8 minutes in. But his room used to be so like just messy and it just bothered me. I'm like, your room does not need to look like this. But here's what we're going to do. Every Sunday, before we go to bed, before we get ready for Monday, like we're going to clean up. And so that's what we would do. We would have basically Sunday night cleanup. And it started as this like intense, deep cleaning because I kind of let him just go throughout the week. Because in my mind, I'm like, all right, we'll figure it out on Sunday. But then I realized that was like a license for him to just be a slob throughout the whole week. And then he knew like, all right, well, me and mommy are going to clean up on Sunday. No, I didn't like that this was something that he was like, maybe not look forward to, because if it was up to him, he wouldn't even clean up on Sunday. But he knew that he would get help from me on Sundays. So it's like, whatever, I'm going to throw this over here on Monday. Blah, I'm going to throw this over here on Tuesday. Anyway, all of that to say, I had to rework that entire situation because Sunday became such a headache for me because I was the one that put it on the table, but I would look at the room getting worse and worse and worse. And then it just got to the point where I wanted no parts of cleaning up this little boy's room on Sundays. And then not for nothing, I got my own stuff to clean on Sundays, like I might want to clean my room. I might want to wash my drawers, But anyway, so I switched it to, I'm not helping you clean up on Sundays. And I'm also not helping you clean up ever again in life. Because one, if you clean up a little bit every day, Noly Poly, that's my nickname for my son, then you will actually, for the most part, keep the room pretty clean. Now, if I'm being honest, it's still not my standard of clean because I would still like it to look, a certain way, but that's part of teaching. You can't micromanage the whole process. I'm trying to teach him how to clean, so I got to let him clean. So now it's like do a little bit every day and then we won't have to get to this point. So now every day I'll say something if it's just looking ridiculous, like I'm seeing uh wrappers of crackers on the floor. Like, where do wrappers of crackers go? The trash can. Okay, you want to go do that? Boom, he goes and do that. Where do shoes go? Do they go over there under the desk? No. So, where do we put shoes, Noly Poly? In the closet. Okay, so let's go put the shoes in the closet. So these are real conversations. And the point is, I will have him do things so that he can now get in the habit of just keeping everything tidy on a daily basis. It may not be exactly how I want things to look, but I can stomach it. And most importantly, he's learning to do what he needs to do to remain clean. So now introduce Sunday. Sunday now becomes, all right, yeah, I would still like the room to look a certain way. If we could tidy it up a little bit more, let's do that. But if we're following this every day, then theoretically Sunday is not this big old explosive day full of cleaning and doom and gloom because of the cleaning that I have to do. So this is just an example of some reworking that I had to do in my life. It affects my son, but it affects me too. Because he's 6. At the time we started the whole cleaning routine, I think he was 4.5 or 5, something like that. And anyway, it's something that I had to rework because the other way was driving me crazy. It was driving me crazy. I was in a place where, I was trying to be like this perfect mom. And I thought that this was one of the things that you had to do to be a perfect mom. Like, oh, I can't be in these streets, having a dirty house. I can't be in these streets with my son having a dirty room. I can't be in these streets, with his shirt being wrinkled. Let me tell you why some days you need to let that shirt be wrinkled. Because in real life, it's just what it is. Like some days, it's just what it is. It's just the way that it needed to go that day. And I love Oprah says this, Aunty O, she says this all the time. Aunty O says, you can have it all, but you can't have it all today. And I needed to hear that the first time that I heard it. Because there are a lot of things that I want. There are a lot of balls that I'm trying to hit in a given day. There are a lot of mountains that I'm trying to climb, including a literal one. I want to actually go to Mount Kilimanjaro and climb, and I've been trying to find some friends to go with me, but nobody wants to go. So I'm going to have to find some mountain climber friends that might want to do that with me. If you happen to find this video and you're a climber, please let me know and maybe we could go together. But anyway, it's a lot of things that I want to do. I'm kind of an overachiever, if I'm being honest, hence the graduating from college in 3 years and taking up to 24 credits at a time. Like, why? I don't know. But at the end of the day, I am just coming to realize that if there's a better way to do something where you can preserve your energy, I'm in a space in life now where I want my energy. And I want my energy because I have a 6-year-old who needs my attention. He's growing. I want to be able to keep up with him. I want to be able to, we go to the park and I'm not like out of breath just from, watching him go from here to there because I'll kind of follow him around just depending on the park. If it's really big, I want to make sure I know where he's at. But I don't want to be tired because I'm going back and forth. Working out. I've been so busy with work that I'm not working my body out. This is not like Priscilla. I work out. I've run marathons. So right now there's some misalignment happening. And so today was about first acknowledging, that that's what's happened. And then secondly, getting in a space where I'm like, all right, what's got to go? What's got to go? And so sometimes one of the first things that has to go is this idea of perfection. And the fact that I'm saying this is like a big deal. because all I've ever wanted in this life, if I'm being honest, is to be, perfect in all of the things that I'm aspiring to do. But that's just not real life. It's not real life. It's not real life. So, what we're going to do is, we're not going to be perfect because that's just not real life. But we're going to be effective. We're going to be efficient. We're going to kill it. We're still going to kill it. Don't get it twisted. We're going to kill it. But we're just not going to be perfect while we try to kill it. Right? So, one of the things that I recently decided to do is relaunch my law practice. For the past 6 years, I have mostly been in mommy mode, and I have been doing corporate work. I do work with a company called Axiom, and they place me with different companies around the country that need, help because of whether it's special projects that they have or ongoing support because of overflow, whatever. It could be a whole bunch of different reasons. But, really huge companies, believe it or not, they still need help. But they don't necessarily want to bring somebody on full time. Or maybe they do and they just haven't found that person, whatever the reason. But I've been working with Axiom in the capacity of kind of like a legal contractor. So I'm working in-house for multiple legal departments throughout the country. And that's pretty much been my bread and butter. I still have some private clients. I've had some private clients here and there just because they knew me before I became a mom. But for the most part, I haven't really done like any marketing until more recently. So I decided, you know what? I'm ready to give Hawks Law Group another shot. The first time around, this was before I became a mom. I started a firm, learned some things, didn't make the kind of money that I know I can make, but I definitely learned a thing or two. To this day, I still get referral business from that, so there was some good that came out of it. But once upon a time, I kind of felt defeated because of how things went. And I thought like, that's it. Let's just get away from law altogether. And me starting this channel is kind of a part of that. But what I realized is that, one, I still practice. So, there's that. And then two, whenever you go through something and you fail a lot, like you make a lot of mistakes, that actually means that the next time around, if you try again, you could probably kill it because you've made all the mistakes. And that's what hit me. I'm like, wait a minute. I already made a lot of mistakes, so I could probably do really well this time around if I give it a shot. So I decided to expand. Traditionally, I'm known in some circles as an entertainment attorney. That was my very first practice area. I then added on business and corporate law and intellectual property like trademarks and copyrights. So that was kind of like my, suite of services, if you will, very much, for the most part, helping entrepreneurs and creative types. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, wait a minute. These people, for all of these years, I've been helping these people with their contracts. If they want to set up entities, they want to, trademark stuff, copyright stuff, basically making the money. Like the focus has been on, let's make the money, let's make the money, let's make the money, make the money, protect yourself while you're making the money. Let me help you protect yourself while you're making the money. But none of the focus or emphasis has been on, all right, well, once you make the money, what are you going to do? Like, are you protecting not the money now? Are you protecting your loved ones? Do you have a will? Do you have trust? Do you have like a business succession plan? Like all of these different things, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. It's a whole different practice area. It's formerly known as trust and estates, or some people may call it estate planning. But that area, I realize, is just as important, because if you go your whole life doing all the great things to make the money, but then you have no plan as to how you're going to make sure your family gets it, if unfortunately you pass away or whatever, then you basically just wrote a nice big fat check to the government and parties that you potentially don't know. So I digress. I'm saying a lot today. But the moral of this very long 19-minute and 54-second, 55-second, 56-second story is I want to be in a place where I am efficient. So decided to restart this law practice, and I made a promise to myself that this time I would build things out with systems, because with systems you're able to do things in a way that don't require your presence. It won't require my presence for every little thing. And when the opposite is true, then that's why you're depleted, you have no energy, you want to go take a nap in the middle of the day. Shout out to still taking naps in the middle of the day. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with a 20-minute power nap. But I'm talking about when you feel like, like you feel like it's gone. Like whatever life force is, whatever that stuff is that makes us be alive, the oxygen, the molecules, the atoms, the water, like you feel like it's just gone, and it's like 1:30 p.m. You're not supposed to be feeling like that. I'm not supposed to be feeling like that. So that means something is wrong. Something is wrong with the way that I am balancing out or not balancing out my energy. So this time around, this whole thing is about, all right, you could do everything. You could get everything you want, Priscilla, says Aunty O. Well, I don't think she said you could get everything you want. Let me be specific with what she said. I believe the exact quote is, you can have it all, but you can't have it all right now. You can have it all, but you can't have it all right now. So that means I got to look at, all right, so what activities do I need to just stop? Even if it's just for a season, like I need to just stop. One example is, we're not doing cleanup night anymore on Sundays. Woo! Because now instead, we're going to teach this little boy how to clean up every day. How about that? And that's actually been working, so I'm proud of that decision. So that's just one. So the next decision is, okay, boom, you're going to start your law firm again? Cool. Who you got helping you? So I had to call a cousin / girlfriend, even though we just call each other cuz, but she's worked in law firm settings before, and she's even worked for my law firm in the past. And it's always been kind of like project to project, random stuff like, cuz, can you do this? Can you help me with that? So we decided that we're going to do something more formal this time around, and give her a more formal position, and allow her to really, know exactly what hours I'm going to be requesting from her week to week. And then on my end, now I know, okay, this is designated. This is officially designated. This person is doing that. So that's growth for me. Because when I say I will try to do everything by myself, Auntie, I will try to do everything. I will answer the phone and then hang up the phone and draft the invoice and the engagement letter, send the invoice and engagement letter over, be on a Zoom call that starts a few minutes later, listen to the Zoom call so that I can understand the matter and whether or not I can help the person, hang up the Zoom call, begin drafting the contract that we just talked about. Remember, I have work that I'm doing for these corporate clients, so sit down for 10 hours, and if there's work to do for 10 hours for those people, then I'm doing work for those people for 10 hours. Go pick up my son from school, come back, make dinner, feed him. After I spend a little bit of time with him, put him to bed, go back to the computer, open the computer up, now work on this contract from this other private client, check on a trademark matter. Wait a minute. Wait. When do I get to live? When do I get to work out? When do I get to just exist? No, and no. So I hope this video isn't coming off as like, ooh, crazy lady, danger, 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 meltdown. This is actually not a meltdown. I'm perfectly fine. I'm about to get up and have an amazing, productive day. I think it's kind of like a cautionary tale. I'm really trying to explain to people that if you get to the point where you're just depleted, like that's not a good sign. That's danger. And because I recently had one of those days, it prompted me to stop this morning because I'm not going back there. I've been there. I'm not going back. I'm never going back. I'm not going back to those days of, working to the point of depletion and then I just have nothing. I have nothing to give you emotionally speaking. Like, I'm not going back. I said a lot, but I hope it was helpful and I hope it is shared with the person that needs to hear it the most. I don't necessarily know who that was. And maybe this was even for me. Sometimes you say stuff and it's just a reminder. I'm sorry I look like trash because I would prefer to look a little more on brand. My brand is I like to be made up a bit more, but this is authentic. This is actually what I look like when I wake up in the morning. So there we have it. But that's it. Confessions of Being Fabulous. And if it's something that you are looking to do and you are adding on to an already very, very long to-do list of things, or multiple projects that you already have going on, just consider how you can add that thing and whether or not you should be adding it now. And if you choose to add it now, try to figure out a way that you can do all that needs to be done, but in a way that is most efficient and it's going to preserve energy that you need for yourself, for just, self reflection, self preservation, for people in your life, relationships, family, friends, remember those people, friends. That's what's most important. That's living, right? So I'm just in a place where I want to live. I'm in a town now where I'm a little bit closer to some of my, not super close. I live in New Jersey. So in New Jersey, you can be in certain towns. Looking at a map, you might think that you're close, but by the time you take that drive on the turnpike and traffic, whatever, you might get there in 45 minutes. So not the end of the world, but I'm close to some of my childhood friends now, closer. And I kind of feel like, all right, let's do life together, right? And that means I gotta have energy to do life and to do it together. So I'm encouraging you, figure out who you want to do life with, but then go and course correct your personal life so that you actually have time to do life. That's what this video is about. I just finally got it. That's what this video is about. Find the time to do life. Find the time to do life with the people that you want to do life with, but course correct if it looks like there's no time for you to do life. That's it. I wish you lots of fun, laughter, abundance in your life.